So for the second time in a month, an older black gentleman has used the Bible to justify his position in an argument with me. And for context, I'm 52, grew up Pentecostal holiness, and I was talking to a older black gentleman, probably in his early 60s. And so I told him that I don't beat my son, because I feel like we beat our children because slave masters beat our ancestor and use violence as a way to control them. And so I didn't want to pass that on to my son, because I didn't want him beating his children beating their children, and their children beating their children. And it's been shown that, trauma is passed down through DNA, and that it causes serious psychological and biological, trauma when you beat your child. And so I was just not going to do it. I was going to let that particular thing stop with me. And he looked me dead in my face and was like, you need to beat him, because the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. And when I tell you I had nothing for him, I just looked at him like, what? And then finally I say, I don't argue with people on religion or politics, because you have a belief system and you just believe it, and that's just what it is. And so when you just have a belief system, it's hard to argue that, because you just believe it. And so if that's what you believe about how you, want to raise your children and grandchildren or whatever, that's fine. I just don't happen to subscribe to it. And I just kind of left it at that. But I legit was looking at him like, at what point? I guess at no point, and for some people, there is no point. But it got me thinking a little bit deeper, that there's a group of men that have waited their turn to subjugate a group of people. And it could be their children, it could be women, it could be their workers. But there's a group of men that it just seems like they've been waiting their turn to just subjugate women, in particular black women. And it is causing their collective heads to fucking explode when we opt out of all of those systems. When we opt out of the church, we opt out of marriage, we opt out of toxic relationships, and we opt out of these jobs. And we just say, fuck it, this does not serve us, and we're not gonna be a part of it. And it is like they literally do not know what to do. They don't know what to do with us. I don't know. Use code POWER HOUR for 50% off our fall and holiday scents. Link is in the bio.